What's going on, my peoples? Yo, we're here, man. Driving, as you can tell, in Florida, as you can tell by this weather. Snow on the ground. Video I'm dropping, man. I'm gonna do like a review of my time being at US Foods, because this is my I guess this month is my 6-year anniversary working at US Foods. So we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it all the way down, right? With a total, I think I got a total of 7 years in food service. So working at US Foods, got my good days with a few bad days every now and then. Everybody go through a bad day every now and then. Just had one recently, right? So it all started for me. I got on with an agency. I was working for the agency, and they sent us over to US Foods. Was working over there back in the days before I got on with US Food. And you know, they were paying us, I think at the time they were paying us, I forgot how much they were paying us, man, but $15 an hour. Yeah, $15 an hour, like 7 years ago, right? So working for them, my plan was just to get a little local job real quick. My plan was never really to stay local for too long, you know. My intentions back then was to get back on the road as an owner operator, right? So I worked for the agency, and you know, talking to some of the drivers at US Food, finding out how much money they make. But first of all, the amount of hours I used to get for the agency, man, I used to make about $1,200 to $1,400 a week with all that overtime we used to get, right? So I was thinking to myself, I'm like, okay. So I applied for the job. I got the job, and I started making some money, man. And to be honest with you, that kind of changed my whole thinking of going back on the road. So I decided to stay local, and I decided to stay with US Food, right? So working at US Food, man, 6 years. First of all, let me say something. Food service, time is gonna fly fast. You know what I mean? Time is gonna fly so real quick, man. It seemed like it was just yesterday that I started working here. So let me tell you, your first couple of years in food service is actually gonna be rough. Your first year is going to be the roughest. You're not going to have a route. You're pretty much gonna be all over the place. You're gonna start all different type of times. You know, you gotta pay your dues, man. So I've been through it. It's been a whole year straight where I had to work every single Saturday. Every single Saturday, a year or 2 years straight. You know what I mean? Nowadays, the new guys that comes in, they don't really have to go through what we went through back then, because now these days what I see is a lot of vets, they opt to work on Saturdays, so they're letting a lot of new guys off the hook. You know what I mean? One thing I can say about working here for 6 years, man, is I've seen a lot of drivers come and go, man. Food service got to be one of the highest turnover jobs ever that I ever seen. Man, Friday was a guy that he went out on his route and he brought the truck back, man. So reason why it's a high turnover, man, that's just another video, man. You guys see the type of work we do. It's not a lot of average guys can put up with this, man, and I don't blame them at all. You know what I mean? So that being said, man, let's talk about the appreciation that us drivers get, man. You know, that's a topic I can talk about all day. One thing about food service, man, is that you're gonna be eager to make money, because you're gonna make a lot of money, but you can't really worry about getting appreciation and stuff like that, because these are not the type of jobs for that. These jobs is just high demanding, high expectation. What have you done for me lately? You you got to go to work and perform, man. As a food service driver, you're gonna get anywhere from 600 to 1,000 cases a day, and you're gonna get a lot of stops. So these companies expect you to do it like it ain't nothing to it. It's your job. At the end of the day, it's your job, man. So my experience, I was able to come to work every day, hold my head down and go to work. For all the times I've been here, I haven't really been late like that. I never really got into it with any customers, even though there are a lot of rude customers, man. There's a lot of rude customers out there. They don't have no manners. They don't know how to talk to people. They don't know how to treat people. But it is what it is, man. One of the things about food service, it have a lot to do with customer service. So you gotta know how to deal with these customers, man. You gotta know how to talk to these customers, because when you come into this field, you don't want to lose it. You want to keep your cool at all times. So you really got to know how to deal with these people, man. So that's one of the things I learned over the years, how to just ignore these people and keep it moving. So another thing I've seen over the years, man, working at US Foods, is you see a lot of supervisors comes and goes, and that right there, it kind of puzzles me a little bit of why supervisor comes and goes, because when you think about the job that they gotta do, it's not that complicated, man. So I never understand why is that, And one other thing I can tell you about working at US Foods, also people that comes and goes is also the transportation manager. For some weird reason, man, ever since I've been here, we've been through 1, 2, 3, 4. We've been through 4 transportation manager, man. You know what I mean? I guess that job is high demanding, high expectation. You got to get the work done. You got to know how to communicate with your drivers. You got to know how to communicate with salesmen. You got to know how to communicate with customers. You got to be a problem solver. So times I've been here, man, they come and go, man. So one thing about us as drivers that been here, we had to really kind of kept it the same, man. Like, it's hard to adjust to a new management. So as a food service driver, you kind of have to be, as a good food service driver, you kind of have to be responsible and just manage yourself, if you understand what I mean. You have to know how to manage yourself. You can't depend on a manager to make sure you're doing the right thing. You gotta know what you're doing, and you just gotta get it done. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I learned, man. I learned how to problem solve out there. When I'm with a customer and something going on, I learned how to communicate with a salesman instead of one of the things that I like to do, I like to call the office as less as possible. I like to be able to solve most of my issues or the problems that I have by myself without calling the office. Calling the office is like a last resort. You know what I mean? Over the 6 years working in food service, working in US Foods, one of the things you got to learn, guys, you got to learn to deal with different people attitudes, man. Because let me tell you something. One thing that I noticed that people bring to work, they bring their attitudes, man. They bring their attitudes. They bring their negative energy. You know what I mean? The majority of people, they come to work on a positive energy, on a positive mind trip. But some of these people, man, they come to work negative. They come to work with that moping around and stuff like that. And to last in this type of job, you got to know how to maneuver your way around negativity. You know what I mean? You got some good managers, but then you got some untrained managers when it comes to talking out the mouth. You know what I mean? Some of them talk fast, some of them talk quick, but some of them talk slick, man. You know what I mean? And you gotta watch it for those. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, my 6-year review, pretty much the majority of the managers that I encountered, everything's been really decent though. You know, I can say if I had to give the managers a letter grade of communication that I had with the managers, I'd give it an A, man, because like I won't let myself get tried like a little puppy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a grown man. I come to work. I talk to people with respect, so I would not even reply to somebody if they come at me any type of way. You know what I'm saying? One of the things that you're gonna like about working in food service, it's supposed to be an open door policy. If you got a problem, you're supposed to be able to go talk about your issues. But lately, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into that, man. I'm gonna leave that one alone, man. But overall, working in U.S. food for 6 years, man, it's kind of rough sometimes, man. Cause sometimes, like, they expect a lot out of you, man. You know what I mean? Like, drivers be doing like 16 to 20 stops a day. Nah, let me stop exaggerating. Drivers be doing like 14 to 16 stops a day, 800 cases. And sometimes it just get rough, man. Sometimes it just get tough, man. You know, but you got to keep doing it. You got to keep pushing. You know, I see a lot of new guys come, man, and they just quit. They can't handle the job. You know what I mean? But if it was between U.S. Food and Cisco and I had to do this all over again, I think I'm glad I chose U.S. Food, man, because I'd be looking in the back of those Cisco drivers' truck, man. I don't want none of that pressure right there. I'm going to be honest with you. They can't have that. They make the money for a reason, man. You know what I mean? They're talking about money. Let's talk about money. If you're a hustler, if you're a grinder, you're going to make money in food service. If you're a true hustler, if you're a true grinder, you're going to make money in food service. And do not shy, as a new food service driver, do not shy away from working 6 days. You know what I mean? Just go out there, go hustle, and just go make your bacon, man. Go make your cheddar. Go make your paper. You know what I mean? So you can live in a skyscraper. You know what I mean? I made great money here so far. We continue to make good money. I'm talking about money where you can, you know, buy a house, you know, buy a nice car, you know, go out and buy the bar, you know, pretend like you're a superstar. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, though, it's decent money. You can make decent money in food service, man. And when you come to food service, one thing that food service does, it makes you forget about being over the road, honestly. All you do is have over the road memories, man. All you do is have over the road memories. I got so much over the road memories. That's all I do is watch over the road trucking YouTube and try to relate with those guys. But you're gonna make money, guys. You know what I mean? And me personally, I seen a lot of guys come to U.S. Food, and a lot of guys fail. It don't work out for them, and you know, a lot of people turn around and bash the company and stuff like that. I don't look at it that way, man. I look at everything in life as a blessing, as a mother effing lesson. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have nothing bad to say about U.S. Food. You know what I mean? U.S. Foods itself is a good company. You know what I mean? And I always tell people this, man, don't blame the company. Blame the people that's running the company. Every big company, man, if it's any type of issues that's going on with the company that you're with, do not blame the company. Blame the person that's running the company at the particular time. You know what I mean? Because it's the companies, these companies are big for a reason. These companies have made it work for this long for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So don't blame the company. It's a great company, man, to work for. good benefits and stuff like that. You know what I mean? 401k, it's pretty okay. You know what I mean? All that good stuff, man. So overall, if I had to give this this job a letter grade, I give it a good grade. You know what I mean? I'll give it a good grade. You know what I mean? So overall, my experience working here has been really good for me. You know what I mean? I can't speak for nobody else. You know what I mean? I can only speak for myself. My experience here has been good. You know what I mean? So I give it an A. I give it an A. But one thing I can tell you, it might not work out for you like the way it worked out for me. You feel me?